I think we can start. I think we are about to over 10. There was another level in the background. I can do the intro. Mami Samanda is the host. Nae simanyi what has happened. Internet lady a bit off. Nae katutandike. We have just been joined by someone else.
Aiden, close the door. Aiden, close the door.
Cynthia, welcome. It would be nice to see the faces. Kubanga then abantu, the whole point of the outreach was abantu kumanya bwetuli, to find out how we are. Mwami Samanda, thank you for coming back. Mbadde ngenda kutandika.
Apologies, I lost.
First of all, I just want to welcome everybody on this outreach session. It is only for 1 hour. Tugezeko tulabe how we go forward. So the whole purpose of this is basically to find out how our community is. Abantu bali batya COVID ebayisize etya. What have they found? What are the challenges they have found? Abamu tufiiriddwa, abamu bafudde, abamu tufudde, abamu tugenda kufa. Abamu twasurvivinze COVID, abamu twabadduukirira, abamu ne tubeerabira oba bye twadduukirira tebyamala. So basically it's just to find out how the community is. And also to introduce you or to reintroduce you to the team as well. Kubanga abantu abamu temumanyi team members. We have 2 new committee members. Era to introduce you. Unfortunately, since we met in February, it's been 6 months since we last met. So this is the whole purpose. Is that okay with everybody? I hope so. Most people have muted. I just want to introduce also a little bit of rules of engagement. And we need to respect each other on the forum, to give each other space, to give each other an opportunity to speak. This is not about speaking to you, but to engage with everybody. I also wanted to introduce you to the team. On the team we have Mr. Alan Semanda. He's our outgoing treasurer. His post completed in February. We're very, very grateful, Mr. Semanda. We have our incoming treasurer, Mwami Frank Tumusime. Is there showing the thumbs up. He's volunteered to take over our treasury and is doing a good job. It's very, very difficult. Okukwataganya sente z'ekibiina nga bwe mutumanyi abaddugavu n'emize gyaffe. Omuntu nayeesimbawo n'agamba nti nze nja kukwata mu nsawo ya Ucomm, nja kwetikka ensawo ya Ucomm. It's not easy. I personally can't do it. Your skills sigisobola sigirina. So Mr. Tumusime is, we should really clap for him. Okwesimbawo mu kifo ekyo. Ekifo kya bigambo bingi naye he's got broad shoulders ajja twetika. The other person is omupya ye Ibrahim Ntambi mutabani wange. And today he's on the journey to London or coming back from London. So he's our secretary. Naye nga engeri ndowooza gyali ku train abatasobola ku dippinga in and out nga bwe mumanyi olugendo olwo teruli easy. Again, Ibrahim naye atukwatiriddeko nga secretary, atutwala tetulinnya mu technology. Naye nga tumusabire bambi tumusupporting. You never know, he might be our incoming chair. So naye tumusupporting bambi. These roles are not easy. The other positions we have Esther Cholaba, yakulira education and training, and was ajja to joining later. Ne Muchala Jemba. Muchala Jemba is on maternity leave at the moment. era tujjamuwamu space simanyi oba naatujoininga depending on the needs of the new young Jemba. So that is the team. Twasaba mwami Nume abe nga akyatuguidinga because we still need that wisdom ey'omuntu omukulu taking it forward really. Naye nga talina official position on the charity, naye he has continued to guide us as we go forward. So I think those are the intro. Naye the biggest question this afternoon as you unmute yourselves is really, how are you? Muli mutya? How is COVID treated you? What are the challenges? Tuwulidde abantu baffe bafudde, abantu baffe bali mu financial stress. Tunaakola tutya, tukoze tutya? How can we take your cries to the bigger people above, ba MP baffe, ba councillor baffe, abantu abatukulembera? Those are some of the things we really want to touch on. We also need to touch on the fact nti emails twaziweereza ne zikola ki? Nga they were not blind copied. Twakoze different communications, naye in one of the communications, the emails were not blind copied. That is the breach that we suffered. Abantu ne babeera nga basobola okulaba emails z'abantu abalala. It is something that hasn't happened for many years, and I commend Ucomm and I commend the management board for keeping it up. It's very easy to click on send nga toklikinze to BCC. So on behalf of the board, I want to apologize to the team members, to all the abantu abakosebwa being into emails zaabwe twazisharing ze tetwakikoze mu bugenderevu. Ate ne secretary waffe bambi Ibrahim Mupia, it was his very first time to send the emails out, and is exceptionally sorry. Naye twamugumiza ne tumugamba nti we are still behind him. It is very easy to judge and it's very easy to condemn. Naye guno omulimu gwa nakyewa, and emirimu tugikola at midnight obwongo bukooye. So those are some of the things. Waliwo abeemulugunyiza nti emails zaabwe, address zaabwe twazitunze. Nebuuza nti oba twaziguzizza ani? Naye nga tetwazitunze, that is a fact. Twaklikinze to send to everyone instead of sending to individuals in a blind copy. So that was the security breach. Obviously, we're going to endeavor that it doesn't happen again. And again, I want to reassure everybody that there was no malice behind that, and there was no ill will, ill intentions. And unfortunately, we clicked on the wrong button. So that's what happened. If there are any questions on that, I can add to that, or Frank can add to that, or Mwami Semanda can add to that. Then Mwami Kasaga is joining us, who is heading our publicity, our community mobilization. Naye ndowooza ajja kutulungamya mu bye tunaaba tusobezza. So that is basically it from me. Over to you. I might have a little bit of information. Simanyi oba ngisharinge kati nti abantu abamu bali stuck here they can't travel to Africa. Nayogeddeko ne aba Ethiopian Airways ne bansaba okufinding out how big is this problem. If the problem is sufficiently big nga basobola okukikolako, bo basobola organizing a flight from the north, from Manchester, ne connecting London, ne connecting abantu mu Africa. Naye ng'ekyo bajja kikola ndowooza mu August oba ne mu September. Mbadde njagala ekintu ekyo nkyogere kubanga nabadde njogera nabo yesterday, directly with the flight coordinators of Ethiopia Airways. So n'ekyo tukiteeke ku agenda bwe tunaaba tutandise okuteesa. So over to you. Mwami Semanda, take it away.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think to go the other way around, maybe I should have introduced you. Now, it's not really that formal a session, is it? So welcome to everyone. So in Senyo Kubalaba, I think we are safe. Ogero Luganda, I don't know if we have people who can't understand Luganda. If you can't, because we might have to mix Luganda and English. If you can't understand Luganda, please let us know, and we will default to the de facto English communication. So thanks all for joining. For purposes of housekeeping and respecting when someone is speaking, the chair was speaking before, I muted everyone. But really, as Rehma said, this is a free-for-all session. Of course, we still have to exercise a bit of respect for each other when someone is speaking. But the purpose of the session is to just hear you out, how people are doing. Obviously, recently we did a food distribution exercise and a Ucomm to the Rescue project. And would appreciate, a bit of a chat about that. How did we capture everything? Well, we be able that we could do better because we might be having other projects, and we would want to do better if something didn't work out properly. So, if anyone is free to start, you can just unmute yourself and really. Take it away. Session is free for everyone to express. So let's hear from you.
Can they unmute themselves?
Yes, they can. Yes.
Okay. Anyone?
Someone start.
Maybe I need to unmute everybody.
Unmute everyone.
Mm.
Let me have a look here more.
Hello.
Hello, Cynthia.
Hi, my name is Cynthia.
Hello, Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia.
I'm from Bolton. I'm new to this platform.
Mm-hmm.
I was recently added onto the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent a couple of months on the group chat, but I never really understood. I've heard of Ucomm, but I've not come to your meetings. I don't know what the organization is for, what it stands for, what you do. And I just wanted to join and, join in the whole platform in the community. I live in Bolton.
Okay, that's good.
Cynthia, you're welcome. And I'm actually grateful that you joined, having not known about Ucomm, and you've joined to understand what Ucomm is all about and what Ucomm does. And I think we'll touch on that. The chair will touch on that in general, purposely for you. But maybe for me to just give a very, very brief overview. Ucomm in itself, the word stands for Uganda Community in Greater Manchester. So we basically are a group, and was started by Ugandans. We are a charity, but becoming a charity obviously means that we then have to cover most people, what the Brits call the BME group, so Black, Asian, minority, ethnically. But we're predominantly a Ugandan community group, and we are a charity, and we aim to help people settle in and help people in their usual, life is difficult. So you need an extended community, if you like, to help you through. But Rehma can elaborate on that. But generally, that's what there's more to it technically. But yeah, on the face of it, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good to see you.
Which country are you from, Cynthia?
I'm from Uganda, and in Uganda.
Oh, in Uganda. Okay. We can't make those assumptions.
The name is Cynthia.
Kale. I think Mami Samanda has really hit the hell on the head. I usually describe ourselves as a one-stop shoulder to cry on. That's what our organization is. Kubanga ebintu byetukola tebirinaako
Mpeera.
But I mean, what I mean nti tukola ebintu bingi for the community, from omuntu nti yafiiriddwa tumuyambye, omuntu bagenda mutikka tumuyambye, wedding meetings, health awareness. We basically are one-stop shoulder to cry on. We've had families calling us nti abaana baabwe babatwala, bekoze tutya, you know, that's basically what we do. I just describe ourselves as a one-stop shoulder to cry on.
Okay, thank you so much, Rema.
Okay. Mami Pando, biscuit zatuuse. Oba Uber yazidde.
Oh, I trust my chair. Oli mukyala muzungu newankwadde oli muganda tosobola kulimba. Ziteekwa okuba ziri mu kkubo.
Ziri mu kkubo, I think. And anybody else to take it out? Mwami Kiyaga tukulamusizza.
Like one of the girls
Internet
is on.
Anybody else with questions?
Yeah, that's
Questions?
I have muted Mr. Chiaga in the meantime.
Okay. Auntie Nuru, questions? Isaac Ajakira, I can see Buete, I can see iPad, I can see SAR, Abdul Karim, iPad, Nancy.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
We've received a message from Mukuru Buete via text, which really is to thank Ucomm for the food package during COVID-19.
Okay.
Says, God bless you, Mikwano. So thank you very much, Mukuru Buete, for the message. We appreciate the feedback. We appreciate
nti nawulirako olumu Rehema oteekako ku chat nti wali oyagala abantu abalina. Actually, someone put on it, was there anything very tired of home area where some people can meet maybe for a party or talk, and n'omulyango ataddeko nti waliwo omuntu abayagala akubire private oba akubulire if there's any program we can follow or anything you can do for the community. Ekyo kyakirawa wafunayo any program? I think you remember you asked that thing.
Ogamba, I asked, was it about ladies?
No, wali obuuza yali general wagamba nti njagala tuyinza okukolawo any program for anybody. I want ideas. Naye n'ogamba inbox me. Kati simanyi wafunayo any ideas waliwo program egenda mass?
Actually, I called out, I think I had addressed it to ladies because I had identified a funder eyali ayagala okufundinga abakyala okola some community activities. So rather than us ogamba nti ffe twabasaliddewo, I reached out to the ladies within our community. And also the ladies within our community tufunye complaints over the last couple of years nti buli tukola great tackle ya abasajja, buli kimu kye tukola kya abasajja, lwaki ffe abakyala temutukolerayo kintu. So with that background, I identified a funder who was willing to fund ekintu ky'abakyala, and I reached out and I got a total response of 0. So that told me that either I didn't reach out hard enough, or the women really were just yali mbozi nti lwaki temutukolerayo kintu. And I left it at that. Kubanga nange I have limited time to keep chasing people. So that was that really.
Okay. Kuba mbadde manyi tewatidda kumanya nti oba waliwo program oba eti waliwo avuddeyo n'akuwa any idea. Okay. Kyembadde mbuuza.
Yeah. but I had put in a program for women or some activities anyway, because the way Ucomm is moving is to serve BAME. So if Ugandan women are not willing to participate and lead, I had actually met a group of Nigerian ladies who were willing to have an activity. So I put the funding forward, bearing in mind that I had found a Nigerian lady who was willing to lead on the activity. Nentekayo that application. Kata application eyo yali supposed okudda mu April. Naye mu January, I think it was ne bangamba nti they are holding all applications okutuusa nga COVID yaweddeyo. So our application is on their file. Naye nga until COVID is, they are prioritizing COVID, not those activities. So bayinza okutuddira in due course to do an activity for ladies, and I will again reach out to our community ladies bwe baba baagala. If not, tugende n'abagenda aba Nigeria baba bali available, aba Zimbabwe, will do just that.
Okay, thank you. Mpoze ekirala kye mbadde mbuuza wabuuza ku bya airline. Ati already abaali baguze ticket bali ready nabo okutravelinga nga si bannayuganda bokka. Airlines ezo oba Ethiopia nga walinamu ticket bali ready okutwala aba okulibookinga.
At the moment, what I was told, some airports in Africa are open. Uganda specifically is not open. Apparently, Museveni yazemu n'asiba for another 3 weeks, possibly 3 months. Kubanga naye yabagambye nti yasibye paka lwaneerowooza nti kiwedde. Kati, with that in mind, airline ne bangamba naye abantu abamu bali stuck here, abamu bali stuck mu Africa. Kati bo, they are proposing nti if within our community fe abaddugavu twekolamu omulimu ne tuba presentinga ne numbers nti tulina abantu bwe bati abaagala abali willing okutravelinga, kati bo bajja kolagana ne embassy ya Uganda and other countries London by organizing to charter that specific flight enetwala abantu abo from London to Africa. Kati ebasombe from Manchester, from London, from Europe, ebatuse London, and to charter the flight all the way down to Africa. Kubanga abantu bali stuck everywhere. They're not just stuck in Manchester, they're stuck in Scotland, they're stuck in Sweden, and so on. So bwe tunabanga ffe twekozeemu omulimu nga ennyonyi yaabwe enejjula, because bangambye balina okusasula amafuta, they are willing to charter the flight, and the flight will go. The date obviously will be one date, over 2 dates depending on the numbers.
Okay, which means abalina akamyufu tebatambula.
I don't know what that means.
Kyentegeeza abalina British passport only abalina Ugandan passport ebakkiriza.
No. The flight will be traveling from London to Addis, and then from Addis to Entebbe, or Kigali, or Yaounde, or whatever it is. So that wherever enough figures into about, I don't know, 200 people by Sobolo traveling from London to Uganda, then they'll charter that flight.
Okay, thank you.
So it doesn't mean Obolina Katabaka Muf or Baka Bulu or Baka whatever, it's about the flight. It means that they can ask the airport in Entebbe to open for that flight. Sorry, nyizo kubanga ekyo sikinyonnyodde bulungi. Naye abantu abamu bafiiriddwa nga balinda their bodies to be the remains to be transported to Africa. That one is okay, and it is happening now. Basobola okutwala abantu. Cargo is not kubanga bakutwalanga cargo is not a problem. Is just linking up with the right airline and funeral directors okutwala omuntu oyo bamutuuse mu Africa, naye gwe awerekera at the moment tebasobola kutwala. Is that
okay? Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Any other questions?
Mine is not a question, but I think I'm clarifying on that same thing about red passport and Ugandan passport. Apparently in Entebbe, they will only let you in if you are a resident Ugandan. If you are a resident, say in the UK, but you are Ugandan with the Ugandan passport, they won't let you in because you are not returning home. You're a visitor.
Okay.
So they will only let people who stay in Uganda to go back.
Okay.
Just to clarify on Akatabaka Mute.
Okay. That's good. That's good information to know. Okay. Any other questions? Or should we ask about our food packages? Tyson, did your food package arrive in Kampala? You went by cargo.
Please, if you want to speak, Saison Kwali, I think she just joined. If you want to speak, please unmute and speak. It is okay. And like I said, it's a general discussion. The other thing maybe to jog people's minds, we're thinking about having more of these sessions. The next ones will not be general ones like this one, where we're talking about everything and you know, generally. We would like to know what else our community might be interested in going forward, so that we can run specific Zoom sessions. It could be a women's event, it could be a dance class like Rehma tends to want to do. It could be an exercise session, who knows. So whatever you want, we can try and organize, and the Zoom account, if you like, is available for the community to use, and we'll do our best to make that available for whatever you want. It doesn't have to be a session for everyone. It could be a session for 4 people, 2 people, whatever that might be, or 10, 100, 500, you know. So please think about those so we can take them away and discuss them as a board with the view of trying to organize. We might, however, need some volunteers from this group to help run them as well. So please do come forward if you can.
While everybody's thinking about their questions, I'm just reading some messages from the chat. Just remind everybody we are recording the session. Cynthia Sembiro asked about the process of applying for Ndagamuntu. She asked about that. I think I replied to that question because I actually personally contacted the High Commissioner Julius Moto in London, and nangamba nti embassy eri closed, so they might open in August. So that tells me they can't process any applications for, I'm assuming you're saying Ndagamuntu from here, to apply from here. You have to, I imagine you have to apply in person. So they can't process anything. So whether that means they can't process passport renewals, but the office is closed. Again, I think this is something for us that we maybe need to lobby to our government. Actually, they can't just close. Maybe they need to work from home or remotely or bakoleo something. I think the fact that we haven't actually made our demand that this is our right, that this embassy has to offer us a service, maybe tebanachirowooza nako. I was fortunate enough to be on a forum with Julius Moto when he was talking to MPs. He could talk to the MPs. So I said to myself, well, if he can talk to MPs, how come he can't talk to his own Ugandan people? And he's our servant. So I think that is something maybe twekolemu omulimu and put our rights forward. But right now, because their office is closed, they're not actually doing anything. There's also a message for Makumbi, says the embassy opens on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I was on the phone to them on Wednesday. That is good. Maybe they've opened again. Naenza, I was speaking to them I think a couple of weeks ago, and they said to me they will open in August.
Rema, just to bring to your attention a hand up from Sison, sorry, Madame Sison, I think has something to add.
Yeah, Sison, if you can unmute yourself on that. James Bateze is also connecting.
Hello.
Hello, Sison.
Hello, I'm happy to join you from Kampala. I'm sorry, the internet is so unstable where I am, so it's disconnected about 3 times. I just
We're very
wanted
happy to have you, Nyam. Thank you.
I just wanted to share some information. I missed out some bits on the planned chartered flight, but what I wanted to share in terms of the standard operating procedures, once people get back here to Uganda, is that they would expect to be put in quarantine for 14 days with ongoing tests before they are released to go home. Regarding the passport of entry, if you've traveled on a Ugandan passport, you're considered to be returning home. If you're traveling on a UK passport, then you're a foreigner. So there's different procedures there that apply. Regarding applying for passports and ID cards in Dangamuntu, my understanding is that the embassy usually pulls these applications.
Oh no, looks like we have.
And send somebody to you. Sorry, then that, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
But you're back now, yes.
Somebody was trying to call me. So when somebody, the person they sent to Uganda comes with all the passport applications and the passports that are to be renewed, as well as any national ID cards applications. They wait for those to be done in Uganda, and then that person comes back with them on a flight to the UK. So they tend to pull them for cost effectiveness. By the time they used to send somebody twice a month. But now with the COVID interruptions and not having frequent flights coming in, especially commercial flights, it could have affected the processing of passports and national IDs at the embassies. That's what I got to learn from them. So I just wanted to share that bit of information so that as you're inquiring, you can check if they have really resumed the processing of passport renewals or national ID applications. But because they used to rely on somebody bringing them on a commercial flight, maybe that if they haven't resumed yet, it may resume when they start commercial flights flying into Entebbe as regularly and frequently as they used to. If they have, probably they are utilizing these other flights that are bringing back nationals to Entebbe. But the times there may be prolonged times for processing these because the offices back in Kampala or Uganda are also just resuming to start services. The guidance of the Ministry of Public Service is to maintain only 30% of essential staff in public services, ministries, departments, and agencies of government. So they are maintaining a 70-30 ratio and only retaining the essential 30% of the staff as part of the COVID prevention and control measures, given that some of the offices and workplaces in Kampala or in Uganda are crowded. They don't have that social distancing space, physical space to allow that. So that could be affecting the processing of these documents. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you, Simon. Sorry, Sison, sorry to interrupt there. What are the SOPs for those with British passports?
I'll need to get this from colleagues at the Ministry of Health, and I can share this with you. Okay. What I knew before the total lockdown was that if you were traveling in with a British if you are traveling in with an international passport for these European countries and others, at that time they were considered to be having high prevalence of COVID, so there were different measures. But now with the total lockdown, what I know is that there are different measures depending on whether you're a returning resident or not. I've had colleagues who've just been returned on flights from South Africa. They had to undergo the 14-day quarantine. But even then, on the 14th day, they were told we have to retest you again just in case. So the good thing, they could communicate to us via WhatsApp and they could communicate to different people in the health sector. But I'm going to check with colleagues at the Ministry of Health and share that with you.
Okay, thank you.
Depending on the incidence and prevalence of COVID in the country where you can be from.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Can I ask?
Hello?
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 Somebody was asking.
Yeah, Madam Makumbi, please carry on.
I wanted to speak to the passport application because I'm in the process of renewing my passport, and my son is also in the process of replacing his, which was lost. And we've been, it's such a very difficult form to fill in now. Actually, for a recommender has to have a card, you know, the Ugandan card with NIN. So someone from Britain can't be a recommender. And I've been on the phone on the embassy all this week. They are working actually, but they work on Mondays, I think from 10 to 4. They work on Wednesdays and they work on Fridays. Obviously, they didn't work yesterday because it was Eid. But they are saying that they use cargo planes to send the passports back home, and you can even pay for express for your passport to be done. I don't know how truthful they are, but I spoke to somebody within the embassy, and that's what they told me. Perhaps the major problem is that now we don't pay money to the embassy, you pay money directly to URA in Uganda. And the URA is not as competent, because I tried to use my Ugandan card, you know, Ugandan currency. They rejected that. Then I used my British card. They accepted it. But when I used it for my son's passport, they showed that it was fraudulent. And when we reached to my bank here, the bank said, no, we have allowed you to use your card with the URA, but URA in Uganda had stopped me from paying. And there's no way, they don't write to you, they don't send you a message to say, okay, do get in touch with us this way. So it's because I think of COVID, everything is a little bit jumbled. So anybody wanting to apply for renewal or for a replacement, just be aware that things are not working very well at the moment. Okay, back to you, Rehema.
Thank you. That is good to know. And I think the way forward, I think, is to collect all these experiences and we share them with the embassy. Banga, Sivaman, read what we are going
Rehma,
through.
is it fair, because you seem to already have a relationship with what is it,
Julius.
commissioner or, with Julius? Maybe you can raise some of these issues with him. Obviously, the ones Madame Makumbi just talked about might be difficult, for example, linking the embassy to URA and whatever, but maybe he can forward some of those issues for us. But again, like has been said, it could be because of the times we're in that things are not maybe working properly.
Okay.
Cynthia has another question on chat. Can you please advise what the actual process to apply for the IDs? I think this is still about the Ndagamuntu. Can she apply online, or does he have to make an appointment to appear in person at the High Commission? Anyone have any information on that?
I don't. I don't.
Well, I know before COVID, they used to say that you can go on Friday between 9 and midday, I think. But my son tried going there 3 times, and all they told him, we've run out of paper, we've done this. So he gave up.
God.
So I don't know how good. I've
So
not
you
seen
travel
anyone
from
who's
Manchester
got
to
it.
London only to find there is a stationary problem.
Yeah, and then when I
God.
inquired, at one time we were going to Uganda with one of the officials from the embassy, and I told her the story, and she said, no, that's not true. You don't run out of paper because you don't need paper. You apply online, but apparently you have to go inside the embassy first. You can't apply from home, or I think, but you don't need an appointment then, because when my son went 3 times, he didn't get an appointment. He just walked into it, but there was nothing he got out of that. So I don't know whether the situation has changed at the moment.
You need an appointment now.
Okay.
Okay, another one for Julius Rema.
Mm-hmm.
And this is really for him because it's his office.
I'm making notes, and actually, nga Mwami Samanda bweyagambye nti some of these sessions, we want to make them specific. This has been our initial session is general. So one of the sessions we could have is to actually invite Julius Moto to come and speak to us.
Do you know what? That's a good idea.
Nze bwe
It's a
ndaba.
very good idea. Yeah.
Atunyonyole. The thing I like about Julius is very, very approachable. He listens and is the first ambassador to actually reach out to the Ugandan community in the UK. Abalala bonna bajja ne batuula awo ne balya ssente zaffe ne baddayo. Naye Julius is actually quite willing to interact and move the embassy forward. So I imagine we just need to make an arrangement with him to booking ayogereko naffe. I suspect it may have to be a weekday though, not a weekend. So we'll try and move that one forward on that.
Thanks, Rehema. Yes, that would be a good one to have.
Any other questions before we ask about the food distribution? Because we want some feedback on the food distribution. We are hoping we can provide some more food in the very near future. Naye biki bye twakola obulungi biki ebyasoba, how can we make it better? How can you help us okutuyambako to take this thing forward? Because honestly, it's a very, very heavy job. It's very intense. So let's hear the positives first, please.
Well, the positives, obviously, it was a surprise. And I mean, not Bagwira as such, but we are in the diaspora. You don't expect anything for free here, let alone in Uganda. Apparently, I understand even the government failed to give people what they promised. But for you guys, you didn't even promise us anything. I just got a phone call and someone said, okay, I've got your package. And I went, okay, package. I didn't order anything from Amazon. And then they went, no, it's not that. This is from Ucomm. I'm really very grateful and thankful you guys did that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it deserves a clap, actually.
Thank you very much. That's wonderful.
This doesn't
really
concern Ucomm as well, but even the Muxins Amruganda surprised me today. But what they are,
they have indeed, so. Yes. They have indeed. They've done a good job.
Because normally, kanisa esabiriza busabiriza. Naye kanisa okuwa ekyokulya. That was a big surprise. Kanisa yokka naye amasinzizo gaffe gonna gayimirirawo lwa ssente ziva mu ffe. Togamba it's not a money-making scheme. It's actually like Ucomm. Ucomm nayo is not a business. So it's a big surprise okulaba nga ekintu ekitali business kikuwa ekintu eky'obwereere.
True.
Ate mukimanyi bulungi nti ebintu by'obwereere bisanyusa nnyo abantu. Sijja kuspecifyinga bantu ki naye.
I think that's really good because for us more board twali tutidde nti one emmere gyatulema okugaba, number two nti abantu bajja gamba oba tubamanyiira oba tukoze tutya, so because Ugandans are very difficult, you don't know what you're going to get. So to actually get the positive feedback is really...
Rehema, sorry, we are not difficult, Rehema. We are anything for free. Ugandans will come on board.
No, chenga kubanga twafunayo n'abantu abatugamba nze emmere yammwe sijagala somewhere else. So it's very nice. Thank you very much. That's really good. Any other positive feedback before we go to the negative feedback?
Yeah, same here. I also got some food, and it was like I have a family, you know, because both me and my husband were, you know, non-indigenous people, but there was no food coming from the Caribbean, and the food came from Uganda, and I was like, oh my days.
How did they find you?
Yeah. Yeah,
How did they find you?
You know what? I have a community. I don't go there anymore, but they think about me. It was such a proud moment, Rehema. And especially as you drove your car all the way here and brought it. I shared it with Jordan, who doesn't live with me anymore. So I just told him,
Wow.
That's amazing. That's a great story. Thank you.
That's really wonderful. Thank you, Jennifer. That's really good. Any other positive feedback?
From Uganda, probably.
Do we have any negative feedback? And be honest, please.
Hi, everyone.
It's never negative. It is constructive.
Constructive, yeah.
Yes.
Morning. Oh, sorry, afternoon, everyone.
Hello, James.
James here. I did raise my arm, but seems...
Oh, yes. Sorry, I didn't realize. No, your hand is up. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, let me put it down. First of all, thanks for hosting this and everyone who's involved. Mine is just to echo whatever everybody has said about Ucomm coming forward and supporting the community. Now, it was a great surprise, just like Mr. Pandey has said and Madame Makumbi. It's very rare. And our neighbors, when I talked to one of my neighbors, they said, you're so lucky to have such an organization that caters for you. This goes to Kusinza Muluganda for everything you did and whoever was involved in such. Where do we come in as community people? I think we need to change our attitude towards such organization. And if we all chip in as a unit, I believe we can achieve a lot. For Ucomm's case, I had some people and their feedback was, it was a good gesture, but I think some people didn't like the idea of having their pictures taken. I don't see any offense with that. And I don't know, but some people are saying, oh, it's not very nice. Why are they taking our pictures? Why they have to take our details, ABCD? But I don't know why people are complaining about it. And I don't see any bad stuff about having their pictures. So yeah, that's the feedback. And thanks a lot once again.
Thanks, James. We will, Rehema, in a bit maybe, because we have another two hands up. We will elaborate on the picture and details situation. But I think we'll take more.
We'll take the two hands up, please.
There's three now. I think Fauza's was up with James's. So please carry on, Madame Fauza.
Banange, nze njagala kwebaza Ucomm in general, the whole community. First of all, For looking after me when I had the accident. My goodness, even thank you doesn't. I don't think the word that means grateful has yet been written. Oshtegera, Ucomm did a very good job mobilizing people. Abantu mu ddwaliro ne batya n'okutya where are all these people coming from just to come and see me. Oshtegera, looking after me, doing everything for me. Then the food, alhamdulillah, the food from Ucomm, the food from Kusinza Muluganda. You know, when you're not working, you don't feel the pain. You don't feel until you need something. Until you need it, ngatomanyi na wawo ogenda chija, and then people turn up and say, alhamdulillah, I'm grateful. Thank you, Ucomm, for everything, for being there for our family, for being there for us, Ngabana Uganda.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Fauza. That's very good. Very good
The
to
next,
hear.
thank you, Fauza. The next hand up
was from, I think it's Madame Semanda was next. Please carry on. Yep. You're still on mute, Madame Semanda, if you're speaking. No, she is on mute. She needs to unmute herself. We'll take EKK. I'm not sure who that is while Madame Semanda sorts out her tech.
EKK.
Hello.
Hello, EKK.
Hello. Hi, EKK Enoch.
Enoch, hi.
Yes, nsanyusa okubawuliza bannange.
Naffe ssebo.
Joining is a bit late, so I may have missed out some things. I may talk about something that's already, well, I'm not going to talk about something that has been discussed already. I'm in the middle of Nikumulimu, so I'm answer you okuba.
No, it's okay. We appreciate you squeezing us in.
What has actually made me raise my hand is a tone that I've picked up regarding feedback. It is extremely challenging in community affairs to do anything voluntarily and to do such gestures. I will say I cannot say how grateful me and my family were for the thought from Ucomm. I have been, I'll give my feedback in terms of a testimony. I have been very skeptical about this. I haven't been in Manchester full time for so long, but what I have seen and the feedback that I get from people abatali mu Manchester regarding how solid the community is here is something that is extremely commendable. And this is mainly because of Ucomm n'okusinza mu Luganda. I know there must have been challenges and there may have been negative feedback regarding the gesture of kuwa abantu support, but mine is a request. It may be challenging. The feedback may not be very positive, or it may not be very sounding sometimes. Nayenga kubantu ekumi abali receiving a package like that. Wajja kubeera the one person who probably needed it so much. Kubanze kati nchitunulira from the gesture and what it means. You know, eventually our people do come round, and people will come round and recognize Ucomm for what it has done and what it's doing for people. Naye, within that period of people actually acknowledging how good it is, people will eventually notice. Kubaka tujja kubeera nga mu WhatsApp group, messages will come in, and some of them may not be very positive for so many people, but they will always be the one thing that makes everything so worthwhile. So my feedback is, I cannot, me and my wife and the girls are extremely grateful for the gesture. And I can only say on behalf of my family, mwongere maaso banange. It is challenging. I have been in the community tali mu Manchester and I know what difference it makes to have people ng'omukyala avuddeko bw'agambye, to have people to fall back to when you need them. The key word here is when, because you never know when you need that support. But the only thing we can do is hang around until we need that, you know, that moment comes. So but then it's supposed to be a feedback from what the gesture of that support. For many people, it may not be what they need at the time or what they expected, but we look at it in terms of the implication of that package. For me to go and pick up something like that, you know, is something that holds us together as a community, and it is priceless when you need it. The problem is when we don't need it, many of us don't give it much attention or don't give it much thought until that moment comes. So nze mbadde njagala kuwaka message ako nti banange temussa mukono the not negative feedback, but that feedback that sometimes we don't consider so positive. Naye nga ate ebiseera ebisinga it only points us in the right direction. So kulwange ne family, we are very grateful for the thought, for the gesture, and I can only pray that it only gets bigger and more solid. Abantu tweyongera okubanga bwe tuli. I speak to so many people abatali mu Manchester and they see the messages, and it is extremely commendable. Our board never members banange, we are grateful. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much. That's really good.
Very good feedback.
Nancy had
Nancy was Nancy is available now.
Nze mbadde njagala kutuusa kwebaza kwange okunene eri committee ya Ucomm for serving us for a very long time. Njogera from a point abaddeko n'omuntu ng'ali ku committee ya Ucomm ng'aservinga, because the time and energy and resources committee members gye bateekamu abasinga tetugimanyi, and I think we do not appreciate them enough. Kati nze mbadde ntuusa okwebaza kwange eri ba Ucomm committee members bonna abatubeererawo. They go and source the funds, even ne batuyiyiza ate ne bajja ate era ne tucomplaininga, but they still never give up. Rema, thank you. Abantu bonna, Mwami Semanda, Mwami Kasaga, Mwami Tumusime, Mwami Kasaga, mwogeteko Mwami Waivari, mwenna ababaddewo nga musabinga, we are ever so grateful. Nga omwami bagambye temussa mukono, at least there is abatono abasiima weetuli, era manyi tujja kuwangula, era twebaza olw'obubaka bwonna obwo bwe mwatuweereza okutubeererawo. Kyembadde njagala okwebaza ti committee yaffe tubaagala nnyo. We may not appreciate you enough, naye tubasiima in one way or another, era tweyanziza.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samanda. Thank you. That's really great to know. Any other feedback about the food? Was the food okay?
We have one other hand. Yeah, Madame Fauza and Enoch, your hands are still up. Please put them down as you've spoken. Mr. Ayub Khalid, please, I think you're next.
Bannaye nsanyuse nnyo mbalamusizza mwenna abali ku mukutu. Nze ebyokwebaza Ucomm bingi nnyo, nyinza obutabimalaayo. Ewaawo kyako ebimu birimu ennaku. Okusookera ddala nebaza Mukama Katonda okuba nti yatuwa ekibiina kya Ucomm ekigatta nga bannayuganda mu Manchester. Ekyo nno nze ng'omu ebibala bye nkifunyeemu mu butuufu bibadde bingi nnyo, era nga ndi omu ku bantu abatakkiriziganya na bantu bagamba nti Ucomm tugifunyeemu ki oba tufunira wa. Nga tuvudde ku kubeera nti tufunira waliwo tufunira wa gwe twalabyeko ffenna, oyo tumubeebaliza owa lockdown ew'entu lya covid mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala era yuko mwewangaale. Besides oyo fenna gwe twalabyeko oba gwe twali tusobola okukwatako waliwo ng'ebibala byenfunye mu Ucomm ebitasobola ebitali tangible okugeza nti emabegako bwe nali ndi ku lisiti ey'okunoonya ennyumba, ekimu ku bintu ebyannyambusa okugenda mu bbandi eya waggulu yali Ucomm. Bwe nateekayo ebbaluwa nti I volunteer for charity, yannyamba okubeera nti council yakirikoganizinga ne banteeka ku bbandi eya waggulu abantu abalina priority okubeera nti bafuna ennyumba. So nekibeera nti ekyo kyali kimu ku bintu olumu bye tutunuulira ne tubuusa amaaso naddala mu mbeera ze tuwangalira mu bandi tubeera mu community muno tunoonya amayumba abalala oli mu one bedroom before you realize it ozadde abaana temukyajaamu oyagala okusenguka ne bikufuukira bizibu. So recommendation ya Ucomm yannyamba ku kintu ekyo era nkakasa nti olunaku lwe nagiteekayo within 3 weeks nali maze okufuna ofa y'ennyumba. So ekyo ne kibeera nga kiri awo. Ekyokubiri mu Ucomm mwe nafunira omwana Nakalule Nadia yali mwana wa community era nze ng'omundu amivu okuba nti tetukyasinkana mu nsinkana ya Ucomm kuba kati abaana bafuuse baffe abaana abamu ne confidence zibeera wansi olw'okubanga balwawo okuinterakitinga n'abantu. So Ucomm yali eyamba mu ngeri eyo nti abaana ba confidence zaabwe zabeeranga boosted bwe basinkana ne bamanyigana, omwana omusiraamu n'asinkana ne kristiani ne babeera nga bakula beemanyi nti tuli bannayuganda. Kyensuubira nti communities endala ezisinga zikirina era zisigala zikikola. So Ucomm n'ebeera nti yali ekintu ekyali kitugatta nga bannayuganda. Eriyo omuntu ayinza okukaluubirira ogenda mu kyaki nga waliyo pate oba ayinza okukaluubirira ogenda mu muziki nga waliyo omukolo oguliyo naye ate nga bwe wanaabeerawo neutral ground mwati kijja mwangugira okubeera nti akalaki nti ajja. So ekyo kibala twali nti tukibuusa amaaso naye nga it's one of the things oba benefits etufunye mu Ucomm. Ekyokulabirako ekirala kyenja okuwa ku ekyo ye chairperson waffe yennyini. Chairperson oyo gw'olaba oluganda lwe lwali lwakweyazika nga lwabiraka.
Omulina
kituufu nnyo
olwaleero akokya n'ebikokyo. Benefits zetufunye mu Ucomm then n'okubeera nti tulina ekintu kye tuyinza okufoolinga tu bwe tubeera nga tufunye ebizibu. Nze omukyala yafuna obuzibu nga bw'abannyonnyodde naye obwagazi n'obuyambi bannayuganda bwe baalaga nkakasa besides nga tuvudde ku ky'okubeera nti tulina ekibiina ky'abasiraamu waliwo okusinga mu Luganda naye ng'ebyo byonna byatandika oba byava mu Ucomm. So kiba kitegeeza nti Ucomm ye jjajja w'ebibiina bino byonna. Awataali Ucomm ng'oba oli awo ne bino byali badde bizibu okubeera nti tukola ki tubitandika. So ne kibeera nti fenna gye tuli okubeera nti tusobodde okuimprovinga ku ddiini zaffe ku nzikiriza zaffe somewhere somehow omulandira guliwa guba mu Ucomm. So ekyo nteebaza nakyo okubeera nti Ucomm yasobola okubeera nti ekukumaakuma okubeera nti tufuna foundation eyo n'ebirala bingi nnyo byennyinza obutasobola kumalayo mu kaseera kano naye nga tumi Ucomm omulimu gwekoze gw'amaanyi nnyo gwa ttendo tegusangika era nkakasa nti yebimu ku bintu lwaki bannayuganda abali mu bitundu ebirala bafuna obuzibu. N'ekirala nga tunnaba kumaliriza tetwategeka emizannyo gy'abasiraamu wano e Manchester. Abantu b'e London bajja naye tebafunako experience ng'experience gye baafuna mu Manchester. Naye nga on top of that, olw'okuba regardless nti gyali gy'abasiraamu, bannayuganda baagyenyigiramu ne bajja abatali basiraamu bonna ne babeerawo, tubeera nti tuweesa Manchester ekitiibwa, era mpaka olwaleero batuyingirira tuddemu tusinge n'ekikyagaanye kuba tumanyi value yaffe. So Ucomm ewangaale. Nja kumaliriza nga neebaza buli lwenna ali ku kakiiko abasaaginze ku Ucomm okuva gye yatandikira. Olugendo terubadde luwanvu, ebisiriko bibadde bingi, n'okusoomooza kubadde kungi nnyo, naye mwebale nnyo okubeera nti temusudde ebbendera. Madamu Tyson nkulengedde kaakubale okubeera nti wavudde mu kasiimo gituuka wekituuka. Ate nongera okwebaza
Okay, just 1 minute.
kwata mukono gwa kyuma ne bakyawa Ucomm naye w'ogituusizza tusaba Mukama ayongere okukunyweza era yongere okusaavinga ebisanja ebirala nga 16. Abatubeereddewo bonna mu buzibu mu biseera eby'okusoomoozebwa JB Cleaners tubeebaza mwenna babadde nga bamanyi okuyitawo ne baleeta enkota y'ettooke okuyinza mu Luganda. Mwebale nnyo bammemba mwenna bannayuganda buli omu gyali tubeebaza banne mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala temujjanga okwo. Nsaba Mukama buli omu amuwa ekisinga okubeera ekirungi gyali. Mwebale nnyo.
Amina.
Webale nnyo.
Thank you. Webale nnyo Mwami Khalid. I think wabada Cynthia, I don't know oba ekibuuzo kyo Mwami Khalid Ayubu akizzeemu ndowooza wabadde onoonya ebintu bye tukolera abantu baffe. I think ebimu tetusobola bimenya byonna, ebimu ndowooza abilambuludde in that testimony. So I hope kijja kuwa amaanyi joining ekibiina kyaffe officially if you want to. So that's it really. Any other questions?
We have hands, so I think Madam Tyson is next. Then there's someone on an iPad, and then Mr. Chiaga, I think, will be next after that.
Okay.
Madam Tyson, please.
Neyanziza nnyo mukisa guno n'okusobola okubeegattako ng'ate nze ndi Kyaddondo. Nze ntwala omukisa guno sirina kibuuzo, ebyange mbiteeka mu chatroom bwe mba nina kye mbuuza oba kye nteesezza ekirala, naye obubaka obwange bwakwebaza nti musobodde okukola kye bayita okuvumiriya ne mutuusa Ucomm weetuuse. We twatandikira Ucomm emyaka giwereddeko ddala. Ebitongole bingi nnyo eby'obwannakyewa oba mu UK kye muyita charitable organizations teziwangaala myaka egisooka 5 kubanga giba n'okusobozebwa kungi ate bagiyuuyayuuya abantu ng'olumu tebategeera ki kye bagifunamu ne weesanga nga gigudde. Naye obuvumirivu bw'abantu abeewaddeyo okukulembera Ucomm mu myaka gyonna bututuusizza we tutuuse. Nze muntu omu nti omuntu ne bwankonaako nayogera ekigambo Ucomm nga neebase wano ekyaddondo nsituka kubanga manyi gye twatandika ne Ucomm nga founder chair. Bannange be nalekawo nga Ucomm bagitambuza, abantu bateekamu obudde bungi nnyo as volunteers in addition ku mirimu gyabwe emirala. Mukyala Semanda Nancy akyogedde bulungi nti bw'obeerako n'omwami wo oba omukyala wo nga ali ku management committee ya Ucomm lw'otegeera obudde ne sacrifice abantu gye bakiteekamu. So nze mbadde nsaba kubeebaza omulimu ogw'ettendo gwe mutuusizzaako ekibiina kino. Bangi abakisanze nga kitambula tebamanyi bwe bakifunamu, tebamanyi kibayamba kitya, naye ate era bangi abakifunyeemu kubanga nga Mwami Khalid bw'ayogedde nti abo bonna batandise ebibiina bye batambuzza ne bibeera successful batandikira ku contacts ze twali tukuŋŋaanyizza ez'abannayuganda mu Ucomm. era abasinga bakozesa network eyo ne mobilization gye twali tukoze okukunga abantu bannayuganda Manchester and in Greater Manchester okusobola ate okugunjawo ebibiina ebyo ebirala ebiyambako okumitinga needs za community yaffe mu ngeri ez'enjawulo. N'olwekyo tulabe bwe tuyinza okukwatagana okuyamba ebibiina byaffe okukulaakulana. Nafuna essanyu lingi bwe nalaba recently mu annual general meeting ya Ucomm nga mufunye abavubuka abeewaddeyo okuweereza Ucomm, abaana abato abayingidde management ya Ucomm. That was one of our visions, that ffe tujja genda emyaka giwanvuwa naye twagala abaana be tuzaalidde e Bungereza n'abakulidde e Bungereza be tulese ne bakulirawo ate nabo bapiikinge interest mu kibiina kye tutandiseewo, ate n'abaana baabwe nabo bakitwale mu maaso kubanga twakitandikawo nga kirina kuyamba ffe bannayuganda oba twazaalibwa Uganda oba tuzaaliddwa Bungereza okubeera nga tumiitinga ebyetaago by'abantu baffe. Wabaawo ensobi, abantu tukwatagane tulabe bwe tuyambagana okutereeza ensobi eyo. Teri atasobya, teri ali perfect mu ffenna ng'abantu. Tumanye nti ensobi zibaawo naye oyambye otya ensobi eyo ogyogerako n'abantu bekikwatako n'olaba nti egonjoolebwa. Bano abaana abamu abato abayingidde management, they need to boost their confidence that they can also manage and they can be trusted to manage. How do we, each of us, support them to be able to take the reins of Ucomm? If we are to truly govern Ucomm in the way democracies work, we should work to support and build our structures, empower and mentor and support our people that come up to sacrifice and volunteer to lead our organization. You may have been fed up with my exchanges on Ucomm chat because of the challenges we had when the message was sent out for this meeting, but it is to get people to understand that, yes, a mistake has happened. Many people did raise the concerns with the Ucomm chair, with other management committee members. Sometimes how you raise the concern makes a difference, whether it's a positive criticism or you're just bashing the institution for the sake of bashing. So let's try to be positive in our criticism, in a way that builds the institution, in the way that supports people who are running to build their confidence and find that the time they put in is taking us forward. We all mess up in our lives. We all get chances in society, in our families, to put things right. Let's give each other a chance to get it right. Nobody is perfect, and we can't say that as an organization, Ucomm will be perfect all the time because it's run by people, not robots. So let's remember that people have put in their time, they've sacrificed. They may not do their best, but they are trying their best under the circumstances. How does each of us support them with knowledge, with skills, with resources, with our time, like you've made for this meeting? To be able to support them move and get over a hurdle or put something right. It is my humble request. I didn't mean to upset anybody. If I upset anybody in my communication, I apologize, but it was out of the spirit of let's not break, let's build. Mistakes happen. How do we constructively look at what has gone wrong? How do we put it right to be able to move forward in a positive way? That is my humble opinion. I would like to use this opportunity to thank the Ucomm management. Nange tulyatuuka ewaka era omwami ne mutabani bantegeeza nti ettu lyaffe erya COVID lyatuuka era nange nemba nga nasanyuka nnyo nti newankubadde saaliyo abantu bange ne family baaliyo era baaganyulwamu mu buyambi buno COVID bwe yaddukirira families during the COVID time. Omuganda agamba akatono kazira mu liiso, naye any help or every penny helps. Nga Tesco, is it Tesco or Sainsbury's egamba every little helps, you know. So we should really build on that to see how do we build that little to become big. The vision for Ucomm is big. People are willing to build it to what you want it to do for you, but you also have to put in your time like you've done for this meeting. You put in your ideas, you put in resources, because everyone, they are doing their normal jobs, they are running their families, and also putting in time to Ucomm. Chair, I congratulate you. Nawulidde Oluganda ng'olufuuwa busa. Kubanga mmanyize we naviira ku Ucomm nga ebigambo tulina okubikunnyonnyola buli ssaawa, naye ndowooza naawe ekyo kye kimu ku biyingira mu bitabo byo by'ofunye mu Ucomm. Era mbasaba musigale nga Chair mu challenginga olulimi ayongerere ddala okukocca n'ebikocco. Mbadde nsaba ekisembayo nakitadde mu chat room. Chair ayogeddeko kuyita ambassador wa Uganda UK to talk to our community members. For the members that may not know, the Ugandan Parliament passed a bill recently giving rights to all Ugandans in the diaspora to participate in the national elections of Uganda, as well as Ugandans in prisons in Uganda to participate in elections. So in view of the upcoming national elections in February, it would be of interest to you, especially I know from the exchanges that are happening on the Ucomm chat, Ucomm Journal, people have a keen interest in how our country is governed and led. And I don't blame you. I'm here, but I see ebintu olumu byolabanga naawe bikumalamu amaanyi across the board at all levels of society. And if you are, if you're to participate in the elections, they will need you to have a national ID, endangamuntu. And given that now the diaspora is given a right to participate in elections, ask the ambassador what arrangement are they going to make for Ugandans in the UK to participate in the upcoming national election. I know that Kenya has elections for the diaspora and they usually vote from their embassies. Now for us, our embassy is London. Abe Manchester, you may not be able to travel to London. What arrangements are they putting in place? It's good to start the conversation now. I know some Ugandans have ndangamuntu already and national ID mwazifuna. Abatannaba zifuna, please do apply. But it is you exercising your right, to vote. I know people have voter apathy, and you do your bit. Other than expecting people in Uganda to do your bit, atenga go in opportunity to do it and you don't. You never know, gradually as things change at different levels, you contribute to that one drop to the ocean. That raindrop contributes to the ocean swelling and the lake and the rivers. So please, Chair Nkusaba, agenda. It is critical. It's one step that the diaspora has advocated for. I know many UK conventions where government officials have attended. Our members in the diaspora have been advocating and actively pushing to participate in national elections. The Ugandan Parliament passed it. Now the ball is in your court to push and ask what the arrangements the embassy has to ensure. I know there are some in the diaspora that are also pushing for representation of Ugandans in the diaspora in the Ugandan Parliament. But that's another, another story that maybe is the next step as you engage government officials when they come for these UK conventions that take place in London, or those that attend the ones in Northern America. So it is just I think, Chair, I would like to give others an opportunity to ask or contribute to the discussion. And those that may have questions up may want to use the opportunity now. It was just my few words in many of thanking Ucomm and encouraging people. I commit to be your ear on the ground this side. If you need any specific information in the Ugandan context, I can try to use my profession and social networks to find the information and share it with you. so that as you plan whatever you plan, like now this chartered flight that's being planned, it's good for people to know what to expect when they get to Uganda, so that you're not taken by surprise. And also sometimes you may be frustrated. I had Jennifer talking about trying to pay for your passport application fees. I know that most of these also offer mobile money payments. You can look at how you liaise with people here to help you pay for that. They could have blocked your card because maybe the surname may not be the same, or if it is the same, it's something that we need to investigate and find out with the URA commissioners here. But also, Chair, please add it to what you may discuss with the ambassador and High Commissioner to see that they address those challenges for people who are paying electronically for their passport renewals, applications, and national IDs. But at the moment, there's minimum levels of staff in government offices. This is affecting the turnaround times and response times until we are full back to the full lifting of all the COVID control measures and lockdown measures. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Saison, for that. I think the next
Madam
person,
Saison.
Mami Samanda, was it Mami Chiaga?
There is someone who's labeled as iPad. I think they put their hand up before Mr. Chiaga.
Okay, iPad. iPad is still muted.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Hello.
Nze Shami Mtambi Rochdale.
Oh, my big sister.
Yeah. Nze mbadde njagala kwebaza aba Ucomm ekibiina gye tukijje wala nnyo. Tubeebaza byonna bye mutukoledde. Bannange neeyanza nnyo package yange gye nafuna. I was so happy. Era nakaaba n'okaaba ne nga nzaani gwe balowoozaako. Ekirala mpozi from my experience mu COVID teyampisa bulungi olwa condition yange nga mbeera nnyo down. Medication yange nga tebeerayo ebeera out of stock. Naye bannange mwebale Mwami Kasagga mwebaza nnyo yabeeranga nkyekingako ne Mwami Semanda n'omukyala waffe aba Ucomm tubeebaza byonna bye mutukoledde bannange. Mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala. Neebaza ne Mwami Chiaga package nayo nagifunye ejjo bannange kye mwankoze simanyi na kumanya buli lwe mbyogerako mpulira nga njagala kaaba.
Bambi.
Tweyanziza nnyo tweyanzeege. Mwongereemu bannange tumanyi tetubagira nnyo buli kaseera twogera biri negativu biki naye bannange mutusonyiwe era mweyongere mu maaso n'okutuweereza. Mukyala Saison nkwebaza nnyo nnyabo okubeera nti okyali wamu naffe otubeerako byonna byonna bannange n'ekirala mpozi nsaba okwebaza Katonda olw'ezzadde ery'omwami n'omukyala Jemba. Nsaba nnyo okwebaza omukyala oyo atukoledde nnyo mu Ucomm ebbanga lyonna naye Mukama mulungi ekiseera kyonna. Mpozi n'ekirala ekinsanyusizza ennyo nti twalimu naye n'okulaba kati nti ate abaana baffe nabo batandise okukwata steering. Ekyo nakyo kikulu nnyo. Bannange neeyanza nnyo neeyanzeege. Bigambo siina bingi.
Chami, thank you. Thank you very much. It's a massive point actually. Eyokuba nti nno, I think I'll take this opportunity okwongerako nti ekyabaana betuzadde katugambe abavubuka taking over Ucomm is very, very important. Kubanga running a Ucomm kati, we might have some ideas or running Ucomm in a certain way that maybe doesn't fit the future of our community. And when you bring this young blood in, they can do things faster, they can do things different, they can do things, they put a different perspective, on things, which can be very, very helpful to the future of the organization. So abazadde, please encourage abaana baffe to get involved, and not just to know about Ucomm, but to actually actively get involved. And everyone can get involved. Everyone can get involved. Please encourage our children to start getting involved in Ucomm now. Thank you. I just thought I'd squeeze that one in. What about you, Madam Shami? Thank you. Mukulu Chiaga, I think you're next on the list.
Webale nnyo mukulu Semanda.
Yes, sir.
Ne batuuze bannaffe mwenna abeetabye mu lukiiko luno. Thank you for committing your time to attend this important meeting, especially our colleagues from Uganda, Saison, mukadde waffe, ne mwenna abawaddeyo akadde bane temujjanga okwo. Obubaka obwange nange bwakwebaza. First of all, okwebaza Ucomm okubeera nti baatema omusingi ogwa community okubeera nti yeegatta era ebeera wamu. Emyaka kati, by the way, nzijukira twakoma ku celebrate nga myaka 10 naye kati tuteekwa nga tugendanga mu 15. Yeah, naye that is a success story, especially okubeera nti chairperson wa Ucomm yagifounding ate kati si yaliko. If the organization can live beyond the founders, then that is a success story already. Ate n'ekirala nga abateesa bwe boogedde nti Abaganda bagamba nti omuntu asenguka aba akwaliza bisulo, nti bw'ozaala omwana n'akula n'afuna ennyumba endala, ate kati muba mufunye ennyumba 2, kati lw'oyagadde okukya lw'okooyeeko wano ewuwo oyinza okugenda ne weebakako mu nnyumba eyo endala. Abaganda bakiraba mu context eyo nti omuntu asenguka aba akwaliza bisulo, that you are going to get several accommodation options out of migration or transformation. Kati nze bwe najja wano e Manchester siruddewo bbanga ddene, naye of course I was impressed by the idea of Ucomm. Nali nkyali muvubuka bulungi nga nina amaanyi ngeewulira era nensalawo ne ŋŋamba nensaba omukisa ne bampa okuweereza for 5 years. Naye bwe nawulira nga amaanyi gankendedde nga n'ebyenkola binsuseeko sikyali efficient, ate era nebaza abakulu abo nti ne bakkiriza ne bampummuza era ne bansiibula. Naye okusiibula kwali in terms of specific responsibility, not giving a room abavubuka be twogeddeko bakole ki batwala obuvunaanyizibwa mu maaso. Naye twasigala tukolagana era tukyakolagana mu bintu bingi, especially nti singa buli muntu omutuuze afuna omukisa, abasinga wano manyi baakolako mu Ucomm bajjaffe baani bonna, era ojja kulaba by the way nti abantu abalina connection ne Ucomm nga babadde basacrificinzeeko ku their time ne bamanyi kyekitegeeza okukola voluntarily nga tosiimibwa. It becomes part of yoba kibanga bw'ozimbye ennyumba n'oteekako ettaffaali, it becomes part of you forever. Oba oyagala ennyumba eyo esigalewo, kubanga it's like going to a school and nga abaasomera mu Shimoni Mbasaasira, and then you find that your former school has been turned into an hotel, and you have to say that I went to Shimon Demonstration School, which does not exist anymore, but in its place there is a hotel. Ekintu ekyo kibi nnyo. Oba oyagala kwegamba obeere nga wakyaliwo akabonero akalaga nti this has been part of your life and you are very proud of it. So nze njagala nnyo okwebaza abakulembeze okulaba nti batutte ekibiina kino mu maaso nga bayamba abantu n'omutima ogwo ogw'okuyamba abantu n'ogw'okuweereza community. Ate njagala okubeebaza mu ngeri y'enjawulo nti bayambye n'organization endala ezitandiseewo mu ngeri y'okubawa amagezi, mu ngeri y'okuba supportinga ze. Nkolagana nnyo n'abakulembeze aba Ucomm kuba balina bingi bye bamanyi ate bye tubayigiramu, kubanga tulina platforms endala kwe tukolera era ebintu bya community nga platform eya Buganda, olukiiko lw'omukungu, eyo nayo yazimbibwa ku musingi ogwa Ucomm era Ucomm ekyatambulira wamu. Ne tubeera ne platform endala ey'okusinza mu Luganda, eyo nayo tukyatambulira wamu. Mwakitegeddeko nti n'okuba nti mwebaza akatono akakolebwa ak'okusinza mu Luganda, gwe gwabadde omulundi gwaffe ogusooka okufuna obuyambi okusaba funding ne bamutuwa. Naye ate aba Ucomm babadde basaba funding ebbanga ddene. Mukyala Kawoyo alina experience nene mu funding applications. Era tubadde tubifunamu nnyo nga tugenda mu Great Tackle, nze omu ku basamba akapiira buli Saturday. Naye ng'oluusi tomanyi na ssente gyazijje naye nga bazireeta. Naye this time olw'okuba embeera yazzeewo nga COVID yanjigiriza abantu, badonors ne bakyusawo ne bagamba basobola n'okugaba ku ssente z'emmere. Naye era twebuuzizza nnyo ku ba Ucomm, era tukyabeebuuzaako kubanga balina bingi bye bamanyi okutusinga. Era mbeebaza okubeera nti tebakodowalira information, kubanga ffe mu journalism tugamba nti information that is not shared is information that has gone to waste. Nti singa tubeera ne platforms bwe zito, Ucomm neefuna ettu n'erituusa mu batuuze, okusinza mu Luganda nerifuna ettu n'erituuka mu batuuze, muziri mu community neefuna ettu n'erituusa. Ogenda okulaba nga Kiyaga yalifunye amatu 3 oba erimu, ofuna amatu 3 olw'okubanga mulina mutegedde mu platforms ez'enjawulo. Abagundi bwe bakola abayindi babeera ne organizations nga 10 ne basaba funding awantu wamu naye ng'egenda mu community y'emu. So kirina multiplier effect. So obubaka bwange okusinga bannaye bwakwebaza n'okwebaza enkolagana n'okubakubiriza okugenda mu maaso n'okuwagira Ucomm, ate n'okusikiriza abantu abalala okuwaayo obudde n'okulaba nti tutwala community mu maaso in practice. Mwebale nnyo, mwebale ddala okwogera ebingi sikuzza lubaalo bakusinga musango. Mukama abawe mwena kye musinga okwagala. Allah abaweemu kye musinga okwagala mwenna. Mubeere bulungi.
Twayanziza nnyo Mwami Kiyaga. Addako oba yabadde Mwami Tumusiime?
I think Jaffa, Mukulu Jaffa, I think was first. We're running out of time fast.
Running out of time, yeah.
So we need to, I think, unfortunately, to Giacomo Frank on the questions or whatever. Back to the agenda.
Because ensonga emu gye nerabidde mention is ku bantu abatuyamba abakulembeze bonna, but specifically Mwami Semando oyo amanyi nnyo ebya finances, and he doesn't hesitate even a minute bw'omugamba nti banne accountability bagikola batya, mileage mugifuna mutya. Badde mutawaanya nnyo nga mbuulira ebintu ebyo. Njagala okumwebaza publicly n'abantu bonna nti tusiima era ssebo temujjanga okwo mutawaanya nnyo saamugane muzaane kati mileage mukola mutya, kale kati emmere mugigaba mutya, kuba tetwagala batusibe olw'essente zino ate bw'oteebuuza bajja kukusiba. Kakati bano abantu babimanyi. Mwebale nnyo kubanga mutuluŋŋamya.
Sebo webale kusiima. Jaffa, your next.
Mbalamusizza bannange, nsanyuse okubeerako ku mukutu nammwe, the first of its kind. Nentuusa okwebaza okwange eri the whole community okusingira ddala ku management. Tweyanzizza nnyo, tweyanzege bannange byonna bye mutukoledde. Njagala kwebaza Ucomm n'okusinza mu Luganda ne other organizations bingi bye mutukoledde, naddala the food packages. Tweyanzizza nnyo, every little helps. Kigalo nnyo. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. Ne nebaza the new dimensions zemutade in place nga Ucomm. You've really reached almost most of the achievements which we set out to achieve, and you moved it forward. So many plans you have put in place. Katinga's no food packages in such a crisis. To say manyo, the great tackle, kati UK government realizing anti obesity is becoming a problem. Mwebale kubera bamasomoji okubanga you realized that a few years ago. I personally have benefited a lot through most of your programs. I can't appreciate you enough. Njagala engeri gye tulina obudde obutini njagala kwebaza bannange ba community members baffe nti bana let's keep up the community spirit. Let's keep supporting Ucomm because it's the umbrella where all other sub-organizations come from. Okay? Let's support it. Let's keep supporting one another. Bannange nja kubeera brief. Tweyanziza nnyo tweyanzege. Nsanyuse okuwuliza oba okulabako bannange betuludde for so long. Kansuubire nti Mukama akyakuuma mubeere bulungi.
Amen. That's really wonderful. It's really wonderful.
It's very good. Yes, very good.
Mwami tumusiime. Yaddako.
Yes.
Basoni banyavu mbebaza olw'okukafudde bwammwe ne mubeerako ku Ucomm ku mukutu guno. Njagala nze personally okwebaza Ucomm trustees. Njagala okubebaza olw'obudde bwammwe bwe mumpadde okufuna training Mwami Semanda. Ampa obudde bungi before nga sina joininga Ucomm nali simanyi how long the meetings bwe zibeera. Nali manyi tujja kufunayo ka meeting kanga kamu omwezi. But my surprise is having hours in Gasat every week. So just to emphasizing that there's a lot of time involved. Meetings is we come up with ideas. For me, idea abana Uganda abasookawo waliwo generation empya ezzeewo abaana bakulidde wano n'abakyakula nga tulina ekirowoozo ekyogamba nti bwe bali abannayuganda bali professional twagala tusobole okuba support abamisaayi muto abakula nga era ekigenderera kiri nti kulaba nti abaana betuzaalidde mu diaspora situbategeera roots zaabwe. So neeyongera okwebaza Ucomm nti at least ekintu ekyo kikyagenda mu maaso. Neera nenja kweyongera okusaba ba members okubeera okwengaginga okulaba nti tusupportinga abaana baffe betuzaalidde mu diaspora. So one of the ideas that tuyina is a mentorship oba munzikiriza okugyogerako kati tulina obudde.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please carry on.
Waliwo tulinamu ba pharmacists, tulina ba doctor, tulina ba IT consultant, tulina ba engineers. Ng'obuzibu abannayuganda abannayuganda oba balina abazadde abannayuganda balina is they don't have ID. Tebalina idea bulungi ng'egye ba-applyingamu courses zino nga twagala okiteeka ku level nti omwana waba ayagala okubeera engineer asobola okugenda omwami Kawooya, oba ayagala okubeera pharmacist asobola okugenda omukyala Kawooya. Naye tujja kukyongera okukyelaboratingako naye njagala kutegeeza nti byebintu ebimu bye twogerako ate ebimakinga Ucomm okubeera great nti tujja at least abaana baffe tuzaalidde kuno bajja kuba nga nabo they live a better life than the first generation. Second generation kyagala ebeere better than the first generation. Naye kati ngaffe abannayuganda abasomedde wano abakoledde wano if you can support abaana baffe kijja tukola bulungi. Eyo project tujja kujongera okugyogerako just obudde bwe tulina butono naye njagala kweyongera okubeebaza mwenna abaatendinze n'okwencouraginga abalala basobole okwattendinga next time. Tusobole okubaganya ku birowoozo tusobole okutegeera ngeri ki gye tuyinza okukulaakulanya mu Ucomm okukiteeka ku next level. Naye mbeebaza nnyo olw'obudde bwammwe ndowooza nja bikomyawo for now. Thank you very much, and Mr. Alan Semanda.
Thank you, Mr.
Frank, very much
Tumusime.
appreciated. Thank you, Mkwano.
Thank you. Our incoming treasurer, Tumutwala Talinya, of course.
There's
but
one other hand. I
thank
think
you
we should
so
squeeze
much.
it in. An iPhone by Esther, I think.
iPhone, anyone?
Esther, is it Esther
Hello, yes,
Choraba?
iPhone
Yes, it is
Esther K,
Esther.
yes, hello.
Hello, bannange mbalamusizza mwenna abaami n'abakyala. Mwebale kubaawo. Just a brief one okwongerezaako ku mwami Frank kyayogedde nti tubadde tubasaba nga tufunye omukisa ogw'abaana baffe naddala abaana baffe abagenda okuba nga bagenda mu higher education, abaana mu batuwe tubasobole okubakwasaganya n'abantu abasobola obbayamba okugenda mu maaso. Nze ndi so brief era mbaagaliza olunaku olulungi, Mukama abakuume.
Thank you, Esther, our
Esther,
trustee
thank you.
in charge of education and training. I'm very keen to get our children educated properly. Bave mu bricklaying, bagendeko mu ba engineer. Naye nga basobola okuddayo ne mu bricklaying tekirina buzibu. So I think it's really, really important. Any other points? Forward naye nga we wanted to ask really nti tubadde tulina sessions nyingi ze tuplaninze naye is there any key burning issue gye twandibadde focusing on? That was going to be one of our questions. And would it be helpful to hold these sessions regularly? How regular? Would it be helpful to hold some of these sessions in the week, during the week? And would you, the audience, be willing to host? Kubanga, we don't mean hosting, they're coming to your house. We have bought the license, the Zoom license. We can share our license to host those sessions. So that was going to be, we want to leave this outreach with some of those answers. Please.
And just to add on, maybe before people come in the same spirit, Gambia and Tino, abantu abali mu professions, to be willing to pass on that knowledge to our young ones, in the same spirit, nechinecha sessions etwogerako. If there's people out there who have a profession or a passion that they would like to share, this is what we're talking about. In COVID, abantu bali waka. Some people are probably at home during the day, and if there is something that can be done, and like I said, I stress, it doesn't have to be many people attending. It can be 2 people attending, sharing a passion that's theirs. You're welcome to suggest it. We're happy to set it up for you. And I think the idea is to record most of these and we can share with others. Let's get interactive and work together. But at this point,
expertise, sorry, Mami Samada, if you've got expertise to help us with our IT systems, nacho tujja kuchaniriza, because we need help in all of this IT stuff. We want our own YouTube channel, social media. I visit my Facebook once every, somebody reminds me, which might be once every 6 months. So Twitter, I won't be an expert in that area. Na Twitter gabantu, especially these young ones, abagenda okutuyambako. We can type, also you can type the sessions you want in the Zoom, in the chat window, so that we can just collect a list of sessions that people want.
Or if anyone wants to talk about something really quickly, please carry on.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I can help out on the social media management for the platforms that's needed.
Okay, that's great. We'll link you up with our secretary and Frank
Yeah.
to take that forward. Please don't talk to me about social media because that's not my training. So
Also, if I can just mention something quickly, which are career guidance. Tulina Abana who are waiting to join university in September, who are extremely idle, may also need some guidance. So that then Saba that can be added on to plans as you I think it would help because these are kids who have been at home for so many months and they're still at home, and many of them don't know what awaits them, especially for us first generation parents who did not go to university in this country. So I think, I don't know how many parents may be in the same category, but I think it would be it might be of some help.
Okay, that's good.
Just remember, there's a lady. I don't know. I can't remember what country she's from. Is it Pauline?
Yeah, we can get Pauline Limet to come and do some.
We can get Pauline to help us with what Enoch just said. Maybe she can run a session. I don't know if that will be in Esther's remit or someone on an iPhone. I'm going to mute them. Esther's remit or Betty seems to have a better relationship with that lady. That might help.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Madam Samanda.
For me, I'm also very keen on exercise. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Samanda. I think we need to do some exercise sessions for abali awaka. So if anybody knows anyone who is willing to do some keep fit for us, especially that great tackle is on hold. If somebody can come forward now to Yambako, that would be great because we want to do some keep fit sessions. Me, I personally want to do some Ugandan dancing. Kubanga, I really, every time I see those people dancing like Maganda or Abasoga or those ones that jump up and down, I really want somebody to learn. So Sison, if you can meet people down there, very willing okutuyigiriza the authentic people, that would be really wonderful to hold a session for us. It will be wonderful for me.
and this can be done on
Zoom.
On Zoom. So you know.
Yes. Sorry, someone else was after me. Was it Nancy?
Yeah, Madam Nancy is off mute. Please.
Nze mbadde ngenda kuddayo ku ky'abaana ekya career guidance. Alina abantu abasinga batandikidde oba ku level ya university abaana career guidance. Naye nze I was suggesting if there is a way we can start kuva eno wansi kubanga byonna bitandika from abaana nga bakoze sats zaabwe ne beeyongerayo. Kati I know within the community we have smart kids. Singa we can come up with a plan that uyinza okufuna omwana ng'ali mu high school naye ng'asobola okuyambako abali wansi within our community. If we can arrange things like that, nga tetwetaaga kufuna bantu batutors oba bali private within us parents ogamba nze mutabani wange is good at this, asobola okuyambako bano abali mu myaka egya wansi. So that is also a good idea. Nekyambadde yanjala nyongerezeeko kubanga before Ucomm abantu we baabuulizanga twali tutuuse nga tujjudde bantu bakulu nga ndowooza tufuuse na board. Naye this idea of engaging young children is also a bright idea which I think we should tuba tusinga okusobola okusaaka essira tulabe nti emiti gino emito ate kati tujengeginga more so of which tujja kwetaaga era abazadde bennyini kubanga be bajja okukivuga. So that was my suggestion.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Before we wrap it up.
We don't have another hand, but I think we were still talking about ideas for sessions.
There was a question, sorry, about the photographs.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that, Mami Samanda.
Yes, I can.
Mami
Mami Tumsime, I think he sent me a message. He might have drop because of time. But I can elaborate. I mean, for those who, I'm sure you're all aware, Ucomm is run on your donations as members, or for the few people that are members. So that's one way. We're also run using things like gift aid, and we are also run using grant money from grantors. So we basically get or do applications, and Rehma is very good on that for us. And when we get grants like the one we got to support the community, sometimes it comes with, most times actually, it comes with a need to account or in a way. And I'm not saying that the funders requested that we take pictures. That's not what I'm saying at all. But as a way of being berufu to our funders, as a way of providing evidence to our funders that indeed we did what we said we were going to do, we thought it was best to provide some pictures. But the concern in itself actually is right in some places, because these pictures, even in our plan, were supposed to be anonymized, so not really showing people's faces, but somehow trying to capture the moment that you do the shopping, the moment that you deliver the food, those kinds of things. Then we can post on our social medias, and our funders want us to share with them what their funding has done or achieved. This is how they also do their reports. So it's important to do that. Now, the concern was founded in the fact that we maybe didn't do some of that right, and we've had a chat within ourselves and made a decision, for example, not to share these pictures. The pictures will stay within Ucomm in itself, in our records, to kind of be able to show that we did actually do this project and we touched so many people and whatever, but we don't intend to post these pictures. Some pictures might go out, but the plan is to have just the pictures of shopping and maybe some of the trustees doing the shopping or attending people's houses. We're going to be very, very careful with how those pictures do go out. But the concern was valid, and we acknowledge that ourselves. But the reason for the need for the pictures was to be able to be accountable, not just to yourselves, but also to our funders and ourselves, and to keep in our archives as we go forward records of what we did with what project. So I think in a nutshell, really, that is it on the pictures. And we are still working through how best to do this properly going forward, because there's a lot of challenges. You have to get a cameraman who's good. Then to get anonymized pictures costs money, is what we've been told, because you take a normal picture, but then you anonymize it before you post it. But also there's the issue of consent, which we're looking into, so that people whose pictures are taken do give consent before those pictures can be posted, whether anonymized or not anonymized, whatever that might be. Maybe it will be to our time. Because we tend to work within our own times, tutera nnyo okwagala okukola ebintu ebyangu, if you like, and you can't always achieve things fully and with quality and the way you want it to be if you're limited on time. So we have to balance the two. We have to balance the lack of time and also balance the requirements, both for the organization, the funders, and yourselves as members or as the community. I hope that kind of captures the point for everyone. And if you would like to add, Rehema, please do. We also have a hand up from Esther.
Okay, sorry, Esther, do you want to go before I go?
Okay, nze mbadde nsaba kwongeraho ku mukyala Semanda kyayogedde, because it's really a great idea. Nti oyinza okwesanga nti buli family mulimu abaana ba teenagers abasobola okuyamba abaana nti abato. Ku example gye nafunamu mu challenges nti ffe engeri gye basomesaamu maths twalinga we carried nga woogatta or carrying up, naye abaana bawo naye basomesa maths they carried down. Kati bw'omusomesa aga, mami, you're confusing me. kubanga I had my friend ng'omwana wa ina challenge ng'omwana aga mami you're confusing me when you help. My teacher doesn't do it like that. Kati omukyala najja nayogerako nange ne mutabani wange wano n'amuyambako. And omwana ye improving very well mu maths at that year. Kati mukyala Semandi hayogeddeko kiri very very important, we should consider it. Tuwe tuba tufunye sessions zino tulete abaana abakulumu tujje n'abaana bano abato abali mu primary basobole okukola ki okubayamba free of charge, and then spending money atenga n'abaana baffe bennyini, they can just give an hour or 30 minutes helping each other. That was the only thing I wanted to add on what she said. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Esther. Thank you. Rehema, please.
Yes, thank you, Esther. I know time is up. Actually, we are 3 minutes over. Just want to, in terms of accountability, Mami Samanda has really elaborated on that. One of the challenges we have as a Black BME organization, we're tugenda okunonya funding. We really have to prove nti sente zino tetugenda zirya. Ekintu kino kiri so challenging. And it is one of the reasons why most Black bogenda ku Charity Commission netekamu Uganda. Omujja kulaba charities nyingi nnyo, it is removed, deleted, shut down and so on. But Ucomm has been kept on that Charity Commission for 15 years. One of the things that has kept it going is its accountability record. So, twalina challenge nti sente zino bwe tuzifuna, twali tusobola okutuula amanya ne tugawandika. Era twakikola, Mwami Kasaga can testify to that. Twatuula ne tuwandiika list. Naye nga tetulina a proof nti kubanga twalina right okuwandiika list kubanga mmwe temwaliyo temwamanya. Ni list yayo ne tugiwaayo mu ba funders nti twabikola esente ne tuzirya. That was very, very, very easy. Kati twalina challenge nti how do we prove nti sente zino tetwazirya ate nga bamanyi nti charities abaddugavu esente tuzirya kkiriza obagaana. Nagenda mu Manchester Cathedral, Manchester Council ebagaba sente. The chief when bali bampa nagamba, you know what my sister yali muddugavu, problem is esente tuzirya, we eat the money. Kati sister, how are you going to prove to me temugenda kulya sente? So we had that challenge, and we then had to have photographic evidence. Navy genderako because of that. And those records, we are told, have to be kept for a minimum of 7 years. If they come and investigate us 7 years from now, we cannot prove that we didn't eat that money. We, the trustees on the board, have to give that money back. If we can't give that money back, we'll then have to seize our assets. Pakanga sente ezo zikoze ziweddeyo. Some of us who are registered with professional bodies, like I'm a pharmacist, will actually lose the license to practice as a pharmacist. So the challenge is, how do we help our people maintain our jobs, keep accountability, and keep the organization going and this track record going? The photographic evidence, unfortunately, in this day and age, is the way to do it. But we have to follow the rules of anonymity and confidentiality. And I think we have actually managed to do that. Unfortunately, abantu abamu beekuba ebifaananyi nga tubawadde emmere, ebifaananyi babitimba ku social media. Abantu betwawe emmere ne beekuba ebifaananyi babitimba ku social media. So unfortunately, ekifaananyi ekyo bwe kisaasaana, it is very difficult to tell kyavudde mu Ucomm oba kyavudde eri. So that is also a challenge around that. But I want to reassure people that this data, we have to keep it because it is part of the reporting back to the funder. And I hope that helps with that specific question. The challenge perhaps we did is Ucomm nga Ucomm yo terina simu yayo. So ekintu kino twakidiscussinga ku board nti perhaps if Ucomm had its own phone and its own cameras and its own photographer, yandibadde esobola okubeera ne even more control on those photographs, but we had to rely on the phones of our volunteers. So nabo ne tubagamba nti ebifaananyi ebyo tebibeera shared. because of confidentiality. So I don't know if that helps.
And we're going to improve the equipment issue. So that's already on our agenda and budget. So we will improve that going forward. Nene kyakimana njagala okwongerako is that these pictures make a difference to Ucomm in itself. So be assured the plan is not to share them, but to have them on record is actually good. Okwogera bwogezi nti twagaba emmere is not enough. If you can evidence that with Ucomm yagaba emmere in 2020, and here is a record, here are all these people that were given food, smiling, happy, and all that. It's really good. It's part of the feedback. I want the feedback any positive, and it keeps us going. Seeing those pictures of people picking up the food with smiles and happy and whatever, and the fact that we've gone around people's houses actually is motivating, and it motivates the group itself. So the pictures, not just for us to break DPA or whatever, but they also play a motivational role. But please be confident that we will do our very best to protect people's privacy. Okay, I think
Katali, and then we close. We are 9 minutes over.
Yeah, I think we don't have any hands up. I don't know if anyone wants to say anything before we close, but I think we've exhausted most things. Obviously, the organization is still going. We're still planning, and we'll be communicating as always. There's work going on, for example, to build and make our CIO the main charity going forward. And you will see those changes, and we'll communicate very, very soon. But without going too deep into that, I think we've exhausted most of the things here. But I'll go silent for a bit, so some people can, if anyone wants to contribute anything, they can come in before we close. Any A or Bs? Not exactly silent, but it sounds like silence.
It doesn't look like it. Okay, I think we call it a day.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
There's a hand. Madame
Next is-
Semanda.
No.
Was that by mistake? Okay.
No, it wasn't by mistake.
Okay, go
But
on, go on.
Wade mubuuzizako going forward, you said you had intentions of okugaba emmere again. Kati mbadde ngamba omanyi mwagabira abantu emmere ne bagamba anze sigyagala tebwaki mugimpadde. So I was just suggesting oba going forward, can you just put nti ku Ucomm is going to do this oba ku forum or wherever, then maybe on a first come first serve basis abaagala bajje basobola ogyekimira, oba they can say, you know what, I'll be interested. So then they show their interest instead of kubagamba nkuleetera ate babeere insulted oba baddemu bulala. So that was what I wanted to add.
You've been here before. This is your first time.
I don't know, Madam Chair, if you want to pick that up, but I think it's one of those things we debated a lot.
We debated on that issue. Nga tetulina answer really, because some people, we reached out, abantu abamu almost was like, banange mwebale, I can't wait. We actually gave this food not just to Ugandans, we gave it to Kenyans, I gave it to, for example, there's a lady from Senegal, I'll never forget her story. She was on the street. She was actually thrown out in the middle of COVID. Nga talina muntu yenna ne mutwalira emmere. She's from Senegal, doesn't speak good English, era nga tuli mu signals, food. So we gave the food to many, many different people. We will need your help to give some more food or other things to our community. Some people, there's a stigma, bananda babatya nti mwampadde emmere mumanyira. Some people really welcomed it. We've had testimonies on here, people saying, banange nga mwatuddukirira. For me, that was really, really humbling experience. So I think what we'll do is we will just go with the positives, and the negatives will just have to ride along with us. If people want food, we will offer the food until, you know, we don't have any more fundings left to go forward. I think that is the other way forward. I also have a little bit of a proposal about children and computers and things, but that one is hopefully going to come at the next session.
Prema, thank you very much.
I think
I think that is everything. We have run over by a few minutes.
Sorry.
We intend to do better going forward, and we have to improve. And Madame Makumbi has actually written a positive comment that this is a great improvement, guys. We used to go over Ucomm by 2 hours, which is true, and we will carry on improving, and we need to improve. We're in that era where we should be better, so we will carry on. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
I think that's.
Please don't forget to vote for Mabirizi. I'll see you all soon.
See you. Have a good day.
Have a good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Bye. Thank you for participating.
Bye-bye. Greetings from Chadondo.